I've got a card up my sleeve, in my chest, up my nose, up me... well, everywhere. Let's trade.
I'm noble, you understand. Heck, most of us here are.
Raise the stakes with a new card. Manny's got what you need. Oh, hello. You've made it to Three Town, have you? Be careful here. Those triplets don't mess around. But then again, that just gives you 3 good reasons to buy some cards, eh? I could ask you, but now we're both here. And that means one thing. Let's try... Let me answer that question with a question. Who could possibly... So...
Hij gets door de voelde kees blur. Beleid als een duivel. Voorstel, boeira. Boel der doelke. Van je.
Yes, a war zone was no place for most children. But even...
Dat tijden doei kees af. Dat de...
Yes.
This bell belonged to my family, don't you know? It still does, I suppose. Everything's owned... I'm noble, you understand. Heck, most of us here are. I suppose it is. I don't know. It belonged to the triplets, and before then it belonged to the Lord or King of Freedom, before his murder. Just so. But I'm a distant relative, far enough to stand outside the daily battles and to not choose a side. You know, I have another distant relative, a cousin of mine, that I haven't heard from in some time. Not since this cursed Civil War started. Last I heard, she was in the Duke's. If I could see her again, I'd tell her that I miss her. And it would do my heart good to know that she knows I do. Please excuse me.
Fascinating. Greetings. I'm doing a survey for the Upper Class Gazette. Do you have a... Splendid, splendid. I have only one question. Who do you think started this war, turning our lord, their father's castle, into a battlefield? Surely you know the story of the three siblings? Oh, what fun. So, since you're hearing this for the first time, there's the paranoid Count up in High Bet Haven to the west. The soft and coddled Duke living in Fogwash Garden to the north. And the duty-bound and tough-as-heck Baroness living out east. Who do you think did it? Who do you think killed their father and started this bloody civil war? That's the sort of opinion that'll make nobody like you. My word, my word.
Why'd you ask, stranger? What's your motivation in all of this? Oh, how heartbreaking for you. How tragic, you poor child. Oh, heavens no. That sort of thing wouldn't interest me at all. Good grief, spying on people. I make a point of not remembering anyone I see in public. Privacy is very important to me, you understand. What with that, I promise it.
The attack has begun! The king must be saved! What? Identify yourself, stranger! I am Nishka, and I used to protect somebody important, I think. A ruler, maybe? Before... Oh, Even, you sweet child. You can't keep clinging to the past. The king's dead and gone now for years, don't you remember? What? How did you know my name? A lucky guess. About what? What? The king!
Oh boy, I can't wait to get back home. But I can't get back home without knowing the way. Or can I? Oh, hey, mister. Do you know the way to one... oh, wow. You want a hug? Okay. Woo, woo, woo.
Wow, it's pretty cold in here and dark, too.
Leave me alone. I'm busy. Everything's important to someone. If there's a kid running around unattended, the Shadow Man probably has him by now. Oh, you really are in over your head. Oh, you are clever, but I don't know him. Nobody does. If you stay a spell, all Modron Took can tell you about him. The Shadow Man. He was born in the time of the first nightmare, and he lives on to this day. But not like you or I. He lives in the walls of Mulgrew Alley, and he can always see you. But you can only see him when it's dark. Snuff out the lights in Mulgrew Alley, and you'll find him there, waiting. But be warned, child. It may be the last If he were merely a ghost. Goodbye.
Over there!
Even suddenly felt like she was being watched. And to tell you the truth, I did too.
Are you the Shadow Man?
I have many names, little one.
Okay, fair enough. Have you seen a little boy? About yay high?
Let me think. This one?
Oh, wow, even is that you? I'm so glad to see you. Can you believe that I'm stuck?
Let him out!
Haven't you heard the bedtime stories? I'm what goes bump in the night. I'm what comes for children when they roam a little too far from home. This is what I do. Or what I used to do anyway. Before this silly war. He's mine now. I won't be letting him go. I believe you'd call that leverage. You'd think you'd know not to insult someone who's holding all the cards. Or in this case, children. Besides, you... Nothing you have, child. And I suspect nothing. That remains to be seen. But perhaps you're right. I want the same thing all of us want here. Peace. I want the Triplets' War to end. Oh, I'm not. I'm the creature that moves in the dark type. But people only truly fear things that move in the dark during peace. During war, they are surrounded by greater threats all day long. If you want me to give you Bernard, then I won't. I don't care how. I don't care about anything even, except being feared by everyone again. I've been around for centuries even. I know more. You alone carry the power to affect the arenas. Figure it out. Or you will never see your precious Bernard, or any other child I choose to take up. Come to me when you meet success. But don't tempt.
To save Bernard from the wretched Shadow Man, even had to end Threedom's civil war. It was a hard task, an impossible task, but she wasn't going to let her friend die. The first thing she needed was information. Perhaps some of the locals would be willing to share what they knew.
That poor woman, completely mad.
Who dares attack the king? My blade thirsts for traitors, attackers, devils! You, I remember you. We've spoken. No, I don't remember much, and oh, with the children, the 3 children, well, there were sounds from his chambers. Was someone with him? I was his bodyguard, and I ran to look, and he was... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot what we were talking about. Hello? Do I know you? I'm sorry. I'm afraid that these days I don't remember things as well. But there have been times where an object reminds me of things. Holding an important artifact that reminds me of a person or an event. That could bring it all back. Can you find these objects for me? One for each triplet. That could bring it all back. Oh, and if you could find the murder weapon that killed the king, I could remember that too. I feel certain of it. What's that you say? The king was murdered. Oh, if only I could remember. That platform reminds me. I'm supposed to warn travelers about something. I'm supposed to say something very, very important. Oh well, it's probably fine, and we should all stop worrying about it.
Seeing the ease at which Dicey affected the world, Even was surprised to find herself feeling a little bit frightened of him. How could someone so small and innocent contain so much untamed power? And now, Even suddenly felt like she had the world on her shoulders. Could she solve the mystery of the king's murder?
It's the Count! Ladies and gentlemen, the Count has won the roll!
The only thing I can't predict are the rolls of the Queen's Dark Dice, but everything else I know. Hi there, I'm Tea Time Tootsie. I used to be our late King's master planner. Hey, we don't... Every day I watch the battles and come up with the most thrilling stratagems for... Fair enough. Skepticism is every day the dice is rolled, and every day one of the Colossuses moves. But what everyone else has failed to notice is how the winning Colossus brings most of the robots he commands with it. Do any of the triples use this information? Perhaps attacking from behind on the day the dice favors them? No, only I see it. By the order of Nane Fortuna, I am not to work for either of them, although I would be interested in learning more about the triplets for observational purposes only. Tell you what, if you...
Someone has entered your ruined castle, Your Grace.
I swear, it must be my bloody sister, the Baroness, or my fancy-pants brother who thinks he's so much better than me, sending their assassins to smother me in my sleep. But this Count is awake and ready for you! You hear that, assassins?
Your house of cards will never fall down when you've built it with Manny's help.
The Count? I love that guy.
I've got cards. Trade. Don't you want to follow suit? I know you do.
You're here to kill me, aren't you? Help me to die? Bah! War! Have you ever marched out into a battle, little girl? I don't know. Assassin school? Unlike you, mysterious interloper, I have been in battle. Every day. In my mind. You're being obsequious. You're being kind because you want me to let my guard down and then kill me. Kids can be assassins. I've heard of it in stories that may or may not have been based on truth. End it? How can you end it when the Colossus has already moved more than once today? This war is only heating up. What's wrong? Everything! My bodyguard is dead, the war goes poorly, and then well, and then poorly again. And on top of that, Count Shmoo has been kidnapped. The third of his name, yes. He was stolen from me by the vicious Baroness, my meanie of a sister. Shmoo is like a son to me, and I haven't been able to sleep since he was taken. Do this for me. War bores me. Nishka, the only one I could trust besides my father. She disappeared when he was killed. She was the whole family's bodyguard. She was great. Or so I thought until she let one of us, not me, kill my father. Of course. Obviously, someone took it. A little bird whispered that it's locked up in the head of the broken Colossus that used to be my father's. It should be collecting ashes somewhere in the battlefield. Why? Was someone going to use it to assassinate me? Ha! Fools! I'll see that robot head coming a mile away. Even if she's alive, that leaves my lands undefended and myself open to assassination. So that's the deal. Find my plushie, and I'll give you... Well, I don't know what I've got like that. Oh, but I do have a finger taken from... 'Tis yours if you recover Shmoo for me. Deal?
The Count was an odd duck. And a paranoid duck, too, come to think of it. But Even was now one step closer to triggering Nishka's memories. And possibly, just possibly, ending this war in Freedom.
Friends, citizens, country compatriots, let yourself eat cake, for now arrives the winner of the role, the Duke.
Poor Even. You still don't know how to say what you want. Hello, Even. You're not asking the right questions. You're still not asking the right questions. But I wonder if my sisters, the children of the king, aren't the only triplets in Threedom. In the middle of this war, my twins disappeared, unlike you. Can you find them for me? That's not important. You'll know them when you see them. After all, you knew me. If you find them, tell them to meet me at the safe spot, over by the sword bridges. Find us there once we're all gathered, and I will have something for you. You'll find us among the teapots, in the trenches, and under the ground. I hope to see you again.
Sir, 1,000 apologies, sir, but your mid-afternoon cake was burnt in the chef's oven.
A cake flambe? Oh, how delightfully decadent. I'll take the whole thing.
But sire, it's burned to a crisp.
Ooh, a new flavor I haven't experienced for years. What an amusing diversion. Have Chef serve it to me at dinner, and if he refuses, kill him. And then yourself.
Yes, sir.
The Duke certainly lived in style. Oh, it was all a show. And the horrors of war did sometimes bleed through the artifice the Duke had constructed. But if he...
Atten hut, recruits, for the Baroness has won the roll. All hail her rule and her rules.
You may approach. What? You make a demand before a proper introduction? Leave and return. You! No. This leave.
Hello, darling. You're a long way from home, aren't you? Poor dear. Well... Hello, darling. You're a long way... No, darling. That's not how you address a superior. In this kingdom, whenever you meet someone of a higher station, you must always begin by saying, "Begging your forgiveness, sir or madam." There you go, darling.
You!
Well, I never. Look at you. You're the spitting image of an unskilled laborer. Perhaps a chimney sweep? Well, Look at you. You're the spitting image. Child, no. You simply can't address people this way. You must always use their titles. For example, I am to be addressed as my most esteemed lady, and the Duke is Your Imperial Majesty, rightful Lord of Threedom. Without the right titles, none of us can possibly be expected to respond to you. It's a simple matter of respect. You're very welcome, little lady.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance, child. Look at you, child. Why, you might as well be dressed in rags. Who are you? Oh, no, child. That is not how you introduce yourself in conversation. You must always cut. Oh, no, heavens, no. You want just a slight bob at the end, child. It's always so unseemly when a lady goes down too far and then snaps her head up like a drinking bird. Here, like this. Oh, wonderful, wonderful, yes. Perfectly wonderful. Now, what... Oh, heavens, yes, I could. How...
You mean... Yes. So... Oh. Well now. Finally some respect around here. Well met, Lady Evelyn. What brings you to the company of the Duke, the one and only rightful ruler of Threedom today? Shmoo, the Count's dreadful plush thing? Heavens, I can scarcely recall what we did with it. The Baroness launched it into our territory a few moons back. Heaven knows why. I suppose he would say that. I suppose. My soldiers found it during one of our training marches. I thought it would destabilize him, perhaps lead us to victory. But no, it just made him shriller. Oh, I remember now! When I realized it was useless, I had Shmoo thrown in the cellar of the old castle dungeon. The castle is long gone now, replaced by a battlefield. But the basement may still be out there somewhere. He's your... Wonderful! Remove that rubbish from my kingdom. Nothing. He's rubbish, child. You want to dirty your hands with him? That's your business. I'd rather dirty these royal hands with nothing heavier than cheese frosting. Our old bodyguard. Oh, heavens, what is there left to say? She protected us until she didn't. And my dear father paid the price. I haven't heard from her since. Oh, good for her. I should send her a cake. Only we haven't one to spare, you understand. But no, out of the question. I have only your word that she's even alive, and we've... All right, I, in my infinite wisdom and appetites, have decided to do you a favor. I will give you... There is a portrait of me here. Certainly, you've noticed my beauty, my handsomeness, my regal demeanor. I am there with my father, his favored child,
When we split our lands after my father died, the Count took control over the old royal nostalgia. I'm sure the second half is there, and it proves that I was father's favorite. Return with it to me, and you shall be...
Come on, Dicey, let's go!
Burning daylight, even. And I don't think I like what I see. Oh, I never threaten. I promise. And I promise you. But that living part...
Oh, is that what I think it is? Yes, yes, this is the pea. Ah, well, I suppose I did. Here, have this worthless thing, worth a fortune to a commoner like you, and I'll hardly notice its absence. And don't let...
With a memento of the Duke in her hands, Finn was one step closer to being able to trigger Nishka's memories of that fateful night.
Kees boys, verlezen Kees Delvor, Deljof.
Saakit noone. Ainakin. Annamas noki. Raatska nainen. Tuokaman nainen koinen hen. Kermuna hän tammeil. Oskan ärmölnehen. Aake. Taake mönne heire ho. Tikku remeneina noi. Teine heirne. Korme nainen. Tuikat neirna ho.
You want just a slight bob at the end, child. It's always so unseemly when a lady goes down too far and then snaps her head up like a drinking bird.
All bets are
Deals
off when
here.
you've got a
Get
new
your deals
farm
here.
on many decks.
Deals here. Get your deals here. War's good for me. Oh, why? I mean, jack up the deals on your prices like crazy. Everything must go, kid. I can tell you, everyone comes to... Everybody needs something, and I've got something for everyone. You're darn...
Life never goes the way you expect. Hey, kid. You want to hear a story? Oh, good. There's a saying in Freetown, bad luck comes. I was there in the first battle, the first time the triplets fought, right? The triplets. Oh, I didn't hold anything back. But that's just it, isn't it? Life never goes the way you expect, does it? All at the whim of a dice roll. Everyone's looking for someone here. Me? I'm looking for my brother Henry. Lost him somewhere and...
You have? Describe him to me. Terrific! Thank you. The more I know about him, the more I can build an accurate, predictive model of his behavior. You have? Describe him to me. Thanks. All this information helps my terrific...
All bets are off when you've got a new card from... Oh, many decks, Esquire. All bets are off when you've got a new card from old Manny Dex, Esquire.
Welcome to Warriors Training! Way better than that calm breathing, fella! Let's begin by chugging a pint of Zupa juice! No! No hesitation! Now for axe training! Swing wide. Imagine you just murdered your friend with an axe! You're a warrior! Warriors don't think, they war! That's why it's called Warrior! Now we're working on our battle cries! We need to scream so that our enemies know that we're here! So... Yes! Finally, let's focus on our motivation! Do warriors need motivation? No! Motivation is for actors! But they do... Whoa! Whoa!
Even wondered what she'd been caught up in.
That concludes war...
The Baroness lived atop Wildcard Hill, a training ground for war, and a home to warriors. It was not a place for children. But then again, thought even, what part of freedom was? No. That's not what happened. Let's try this again.
Well, well, colour me impressed. Most interlopers find themselves dead long before this point.
How did a child like you make it up here? A likely story. You must have just snuck past them. At ease, child. Well then, at ease even. Look at you. You're not even old enough to be a recruit. You're soft, aren't you? No, I suppose you're not. What can I do for you? Suddenly, I think, I found him. The robot's long since destroyed now. The Queen... Me lose against a soft aesthete and a shrill maniac? Impossible. Even if they had the sense to ally against me. Oh, right. A little girl controls the movements of the giants. If that were true, you'd be the most dangerous thing on the planet. It's simply... Fight war, soldier. Simple thing, really. She taught me how to win a fight. Taught me how to never surrender. No, that would be a dereliction of duty. She wouldn't be happy to see me there. How is she, other than alive? Impossible! I am too busy waging and winning. But I admire the courage. Tell you what, even. I happen to own the mighty mechanical arm that once belonged to Nishka. If you can take it, it's yours. Certainly. Like this arm. It's only the most heavily guarded item in my entire You will fail. You may even die. So do the smart thing.
Even knew what she needed to do to get something that would jog Nishka's memory. Win the most protected treasure in the most militarized... But she also knew that the chance of ending this war, if indeed she could end it, would be worth it. Colossuses moved once again, this time in favor of the Count.
Finish this fight by destroying the tower. To destroy the tower, you must lead your plague piece onto the appropriate tile in order to fire your cannons. rise! The walls rise! Walls up!
Shoot the button to fire the cannon.
The walls rise.
Shoot the button to fire the cannon.
are rising.
No. That's not what happened. Let's try this again.
Finish this fight by destroying the tower. To destroy the tower, you must lead your playing piece onto the appropriate tile in order to fire your cannons. The walls rise. Shoot the button to fire the cannon. Shoot the button to fire the cannon. The button to fire the cannon. Watch out! The Baroness now has 2 cannons. walls are rising.
Shoot the button to fire the cannon. Shoot the button to fire the cannon. We're halfway there. Shoot the button to fire the cannon. Take cover! The Baroness now has 3 cannons. The button to fire the cannon. button to fire the cannon. Who will win the game? We shall soon find out. The button to fire the cannon.
I miss my darling wife so much. I miss my darling wife so much. Oh, the most beautiful woman you could... If I could just see her again. If only.